Hello, writers. Welcome to your Writer's Tool Shed with your sentence templates. We're moving into template 16. Pale and humped, the snow cricket sat all evening in a leafy hut in the honeysuckle. So, this is about a snow cricket. And you notice the strange thing about this sentence is that you get these two adjectives at the beginning, pale and humped. Pale means not very colorful. The colors are pale. And then humped is the shape, like the shape of the body of the cricket. And so, why does Mary Oliver start with those two adjectives? Because she wants to give us this impression first, this impression of what the cricket is like before we actually know what it is, so that we actually see the color and see the shape, and then it clarifies in our minds, oh, it's a cricket. And so, how do we imitate this template? You have those two adjectives at the beginning, you separate with a comma, and then you have your normal subject and verb. And so, this one isn't too tough. You have your subject and verb right next to each other, which is in the normal way of saying our sentences. And then you're just adding these two adjectives at the beginning, separated by and, closed with a comma. Let's compare some different ways of saying the same thing. Pale and humped, the snow cricket sat all evening in a leafy hut in the honeysuckle. So that's our template sentence. Versus the snow cricket sat all evening in a leafy hut in this honeysuckle. So here we just have that second half of the sentence without the adjectives in the beginning. It's good, it's fine, but it doesn't have that extra description at the beginning. Third version, the snow cricket was pale and humped. It sat all evening in a leafy hut in the honeysuckle. And so you can see we have the pale and humped here, the adjectives, but it doesn't have the same flow. Again, we have it separated in these two different sentences instead of combining it together. And that's what leads us into our homework exercise for today. You're going to be taking these different sentence pairs that are in the less mature sentence style and combining them to create something that matches the structure of this template. So, how are you going to combine it? The snow cricket was pale and humped. It sat all evening in the leafy hut in the honeysuckle. So, you want to combine the sentence so that your subject goes with the verb. And so, like, clearly that's where our template went. The snow cricket sat all evening in a leafy hut in the honeysuckle. And then I'm taking my two adjectives and putting them over at the beginning with the comma separating them in between. And so now the two sentences are grammatically correct, they're combined, and they have the smooth flow to them. Let's do an example combination. The curtains were unfortunately caught in the fire. They were black and full of holes. This one is even easier, right? Because the curtains were unfortunately caught. That is my subject and verb. So all I have to do with this one is I need to take my adjectives, black and full of holes, and I put them at the beginning. Black and full of holes, comma, the curtains were unfortunately caught in the fire. And then I have these the nice sentence flow that follows the structure. But there you have to be a little bit careful when you do this. So this is an example of how not to combine. I picked up the champagne glass to make a toast. It sparkled in the light. If I were to do the same thing as I did with the last one, I would use my subject and verb. I picked up the champagne glass, and then I would find my adjectives, and then I put them at the beginning. So might say, sparkling in the light. I picked up the champagne glass to make a toast. Wait a second. Who's sparkling in the light in this sentence? It sounds like I'm sparkling in the light, as if my face is like shiny or something. And so I didn't want that. I didn't want me to be sparkling in the light. So in this case, this comparison doesn't work. I would need to change my adjectives so that they're related to me instead of the champagne glass. So nervous and sweating. I picked up the champagne glass to make a toast. Now this is talking about me, and it is a correct sentence. So give it a try this week. You're going to do your sentence combining. You have your Writer's Toolshed word to include, and you have your sentence pair that you're going to combine following the template.